This video is sponsored by Bethesda. Necrom. The 7th expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online is out now, and I've had the privilege to play the new content. Venturing through the naturalistic beauty of Telvanni Peninsula to the abstract and twisted landscape of Apocrypha, the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom brings so much to the table. But there is one particularly thrilling addition I've gravitated towards, the new class known as the Arcanist. I've got my Arcanist to level 20, so let's take an initial look at the new class and go over some tips and its general gameplay flow. Arcanists are potent spellcasters, rune wielders drawing their powers from the realm of Apocrypha via their Tome. Arcanist tomes form a singular connection between the Tome and the Arcanist. Such a connection only allows the chosen caster to understand the contents within the pages of the tome. Under the schools of mysticism and conjuration, Arcanists are able to project their magicka into physical forms, creating tentacles to lash out, wrapping themselves in thick ichor to ward off damage, or summon runic structures to restore allies. One new class system the Arcanist introduces is a combo point system known as Crux. Through certain abilities, players will generate Crux and then spend them on certain spells. Crux spending spells gain increased effects and/or potencies with more Crux consumed. Arcanists are able to study and practice 3 routes of combat in-game. To deal damage to foes, choose the Herald of the Tome line. Focusing enemies and reducing damage can be accomplished through the Soldier of Apocrypha line. Healing allies and supporting their combat efforts can be mastered through the Curative Runeforms line. Let's take a deeper dive into each route of combat. For dealing out damage, players will want to focus on the Herald of the Tome line. Let's go over their starting abilities and lay out a sort of course or rotation for players in order to deal damage. Let's discuss your first spell, Rune Blades. The Rune Blade spell is your reliable ranged Crux generator, sending out 3 Rune Blades to strike your target. This ability deals more damage with more Crux on you. Fate Carver. Fate Carver is your first Crux spender, and quite the iconic visual. Consuming all of your Crux, the Arcanist will unleash a beam of energy forwards, damaging enemies in its path. The more Crux you consume, the more damage this spell does. Abyssal Impact infuses the Arcanist's arm and unleashes a lashing of tentacles in front of them. Striking foes immobilizes and debuffs them, increasing the damage they receive from Arcanist attacks. The elite ability for Herald of the Tome is known as the Unblinking Eye. Summoning the Scion of Hermaeus Mora at a location, call down a beam of devastating energy to decimate foes. This ability deals damage over time in an area and can be relocated by activating this ability again. The Herald of the Tome line offers a solid DPS line with logical skills of Crux generators and spenders. Casting Tentacular Dread at the start of a fight ensures enemies remain distant and receive more damage. Casting Rune Blades on your target provides that consistent damage and Crux generation. Once enough Crux is on yourself, spend it all to finish off your foes with the Fate Carver spell. Next, let's talk about the tanking/defensive line of Soldier of Apocrypha, for those more inclined of tanking and controlling the battlefield. Your first ability, Runic Jolt. Runic Jolt is your trustworthy taunting skill and also generates Crux on yourself. This ability also debuffs targets, increasing your survivability. Runespite Ward. Runespite Ward summons a shield around yourself, absorbing damage and striking those who attack you. This skill is also your Crux spender, healing you for each Crux consumed. Fate Woven Armor. Fate Woven Armor increases your armor for the duration of this spell and debuffs those who seek to attack you, reducing their armor. This spell is a great buff to have rolling on yourself to keep you as tanky as possible while in combat. The elite ability for Soldier of Apocrypha is Gibbering Shield. Gibbering Shield creates a potent shield around you, reducing your incoming damage by 60% for a duration, and lashing out after this ends. This attack will deal all the damage absorbed while the shield is up. The Soldier of Apocrypha line provides the Arcanist with incredible defensive runes and spells to keep them alive in combat. Managing your taunts on enemies with Runic Jolt allows you to take on the heat. Then activating Runespite Ward allows you to overcome those strikes and retaliate with damage. And keeping your Fate-woven armor up ensures your health bar can stay as full as possible. Finally, let's talk about the support line, known as Curative Runeforms. Your first ability, and the most trustworthy heal, is Rune Mend. Rune Mend is your go-to healing skill for the Arcanist, sending out a trio of runes to heal either yourself or an ally in front of you, while also generating Crux. The spell costs less resource while you have more Crux, somewhat rewarding you for spamming this ability in dire times while you have full stacks of Crux on you. Your next ability is known as Remedy Cascade. Remedy Cascade channels healing energy to allies in a direction in front of you. This ability's targeting and movement is similar to that of Fate Carver, but heals instead of damages. This is also your Crux spender, replenishing magicka and stamina on allies when Crux is consumed. The final ability we'll talk about is Chakram Shields. Chakram Shields fires out 3 shielding runes to protect you or allies in front of you. This spell places a shield on allies, absorbing damage. This absorption shield gives a bit of a respite to your allies, while you can focus on healing them back up to full. And your elite ability for Curative Runeforms is Vitalizing Glyphic. You summon a Glyphic at a location, which heals and buffs allies around it. This Glyphic is summoned slightly damaged, and by healing the Glyphic itself, the spell's potency increases. The Curative Runeforms line calls to players who wish to be the supporting force within a party, providing steady healing with Rune Mend whenever your party needs, and to keep your Crux rolling on you. Spend your Crux and reward masterful positioning with Remedy Cascade, healing many allies in its path. And when in situations where you can predict an attack, or just bolster your allies' defenses, use Chakram Shields. And that is the rundown/beginner impression of some of your abilities while exploring the Arcanist class. Of course, these are not all of them. Further exploring the Arcanist opens up spells to brand an area in vexing glyphs, doom a target to be stunned in fear, and even provides a spell to open portals between 2 locations for you and your allies to cross. Feel the freedom to purely specialize into one line of the Arcanist, or mix and match abilities to fit your desired playstyle. Leveling the Arcanist class lines also opens up passive abilities which will further enhance the role you are playing, while almost always being an active part of growing your character's power. The Arcanist has been such a treat to play, and fits in beautifully with the current lineup of classes, creating a distinct visual impression through the Arcanist spell effects, to expanding gameplay through combo point systems. The Arcanist is an elegant addition to the game, and on top of all of this, I felt that the Arcanist is very friendly to newer players, keeping spells logical and easy to understand. And also, for those looking for more intricacies, the spell morphs and combinations allow build crafters to really sink their teeth into the new class. The Elder Scrolls Online Necrom is available now on PC, Mac, Xbox, and PlayStation. Now is a great time to hop back into the world of Tamriel and beyond, to experience this standalone adventure, and I have links down below in the description to help you get your adventure started. If interested in more information regarding the Arcanist and the Necrom expansion, additional links will also be below. Thank you all for watching. Keep on the lookout for a few more The Elder Scrolls Online Necrom videos on the channel as I continue my adventures. Like and subscribe for more, and comment below talking about your favorite aspects of the Arcanist and Necrom expansion. Catch you later!